Hello YouTube, Al here, and this week we're going to take a look at this P-bass copy. So, I've finally done it. I've betrayed my guitar playing brethren and I've bought a 4-stringer. So, the story behind this is I needed a cheap bass. I've been getting into a bit of home recording, trying to get some ideas down, trying to experiment with that, have MacBook will travel, it's one of them, just trying to teach myself. And I've been helping out one of my mates because he was going to teach this guy drums to fill in for their drummer, and they needed a bass player to fill in for the session, so I filled in, but I borrowed my friend's bass. I also borrowed that bass to do some home recording, and I realised that really I just need to have a cheap bass kicking about, because I don't like having someone else's instrument. There's a lot of pressure on you to give it back to them and to take care of it, and I'd rather just have one to use whenever I want. And I saw this for 80 quid on Facebook, and I thought, oh, go on then. Can't really argue for 80 quid. Looks really cool. I like the sticker on the scratch plate. It's just a white scratch plate, but they put this nice sticker on to make it look like carbon fibre. Nice little beaky headstock. I don't mind the shape, to be fair. It reminds me of Lackland, or I think it's Lackland, but it's whatever they're called. Lakeland, what Geezer Butler use, like that. Nice open gear tuners, pretty generic stuff. I put a bit of Vaseline in there just so they turn a bit easier. Maple neck, rosewood fretboard. I'm going to guess and say the body's made of wood. There's a ding in it there. There's a ding in it there, which I put in it because I dropped it. It's quite easy to bang this around being so long. Yeah, bolt-on neck. It's what you'd expect. It's a nice P-bass copy. The pickups are ceramic, bar magnet bottomed, pretty weak stuff, pretty run-of-the-mill stock, inexpensive stuff. They work, but they probably could sound better. The pots are 500k little mini chickpea pots, little chickpea ones, which you find in loads and loads and loads of really budget guitars, like Epiphones and PRS SEs and who else? Probably Squire Classic Vibe, I should think. We use the big Alpha pots, but I'm talking about the really small little chickpea ones, for a little 500k, which is odd because these are single chord pickups. So like I would expect 250k pots. So these will be quite bright. It's a cheap ceramic green capacitor. I don't like those. That will be coming out. Bridge is pretty generic again. Import probably. Well, definitely. Just chromed. Nothing special. But it's mine. And I really like it. It plays pretty well. I've done a little bit of DI recording with it. I've finally got a working DI box because my old one either broke or I broke it or it's crap, or I don't know. But I've got it sus now. I've got some DIs going in. And I really like the sound of this. It sounds really good. Especially with the most of the neck pickup and a little bit of the bridge. I will do some sound clips of that when I get the DI all set up. I don't have a bass amp, so I'm going to do it that way. So I had this in the house about a week before I started thinking, oh, I'm going to start buying stuff for it because it's what I do. It's what I do. So I've got some bitsies and bobsies for it, and I'm going to show you them in a second. So the first thing I ordered for it is this Wilkinson bridge with brass saddles. This is quite weighty. It's a steel plate rather than the cheap machine stuff. Yeah, brass saddles. Probably better for the tone. I mean, in my mind, I don't like the cheap soft metal of import guitars because they sort of go a bit funny, and you can have burrs in the saddles. Where the grub screw meets the plate, you always get copper showing through, and they just get chewed up over time. And I can't stand them. Do you know what? This was 11 quid posted. I mean, it baffles the mind. Can't beat it. It's going to be such an improvement over the stock one. It's definitely going to be an improvement. So that's the first thing I bought, and I just couldn't help myself, and I'm really excited. That's going to make a big difference. But I don't want to put this stuff on until I've done sound tests. I'm going to do them sort of before and after for each stage, so you can see what's worth upgrading and what isn't. And maybe I'll see in posterity and go, that wasn't worth it. I've got some big CTS pots that are going to go in this. These are 250. 250k, which is what you'd want for single coil pickups. And these are incredibly hard-wearing, durable parts. Slightly bigger shaft, so I don't know how they're going to fit in the control plate. I'm going to have a think about that. I might have to... I don't know if I can ream the hole in the metal control plate. I hope I can. If it's quite soft metal, then maybe it'll work. If it's not soft metal, I might have to buy one that's drilled for bigger pots, which might cause problems with it being an import instrument. So, but anyway, these are going to be a lot more durable than the 500k little buggers that are in there now. And the other thing I bought is a set of Wilkinson tuners. Now, that bit is more wide than the stock tuners, because I just lined them up over just to see if it would fit. The top hole fits fine, but the bottom hole sort of extends a bit far. But I quite like Wilkinson tuners. There's quite a lot of grease in this, actually. I can feel grease. I suppose that's from the gears, but it's all over there as well. Ugh. It's not a nice feeling. But these should be half decent tuners. I don't mind Wilkinson tuners. I've had good experiences with some. I've had bad experiences with some. To be honest, they feel pretty much the exact same as the Vanson tuners I've had, and I've had as many bad Wilkinson tuners within a set as I have Vanson tuners. The same amount of some have play in the shaft like that. Some of them don't. But these were like less than 15 quid, and I figured in for a penny, it's worth a go. And lastly, I got a pretty nice, nifty looking red tortoiseshell scratch plate that's going to fit on. And it looks to me like it's going to fit on the body all right. I mean, I might just keep this one with the carbon fibre because I really did like the look of it, but put that over there. I think that tortoiseshell in the white looks really nice. I really love that look. It reminds me sort of Sid Vicious. I don't know if Sid Vicious had a tortoiseshell plate, but it makes me think of Sid Vicious. So I hopefully will get this control plate fitted. Now, this is a Fender spaced control plate, and it does seem to line up with the screws of the existing pick guard, which makes me think that were I to buy a control plate that was Fender spec, i.e. for bigger pots, maybe the screws are different, I don't know, I would hope that it would also fit without there being a problem. I really like the look of this guard, but I also really like the look of the carbon fibre guard. So I'm just going to play up by ear, sight, smell, taste, touch, sense of heat, pain, disappointment. So that's a look at my new P-Bass. Now, I'm not going to give you any sound clips at the moment because I only have guitar amps, I don't have bass amps, and A, it wouldn't be a fair representation. B, I've heard putting a bass amp through a guitar amp may screw with the speaker. I suppose it depends on how loud it is, but they're only small speakers. They're not meant to handle the amount of bass end that a bass guitar gives off. So I will be doing a DI track, but it's probably going to be in the next video of this. So it's going to be when I change probably the bridge. That's going to be before and after. So thank you all very much for watching. My name is Al. Like, subscribe, all that nonsense. We'll see what I do to this probably pretty soon. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next week. So until then, bye. Bye!